Good morning, everyone. In this week's Torah portion, Jacob comes to the well in Haran, and he sees shepherds sitting around with their flock. And he asks them, "Why are you sitting around? The day is still young." And they say to him that there's a big stone that covers the mouth of the well, and all the shepherds have to gather in order to roll the stone off the mouth of the well, and then we can water our flock. At that point, he sees Rachel, his future wife, coming with the flock of her father, and he single-handedly rolls the stone off the well and waters the flock of Rachel. And the question is, here Yaakov is a guest in town, a fugitive. He's running away from his brother Esav, and he arrives at the well, and then he starts questioning the shepherds. "Why are you guys sitting around? The day is young. Why aren't you watering your flock?" And they actually respond to him, explain that they need to push the rock off the mouth of the well. Imagine you walk by a construction site and you see construction workers sitting around doing nothing. And you start questioning them, "Why are you guys sitting around? There's a lot of work to be done." They would have some choice words for you. "Who are you to talk to us this way? Who are you to tell us what to do?" Why is it that the shepherds actually respond to Jacob? And perhaps the answer is in the first word that comes out of Jacob's mouth. Vayomar lahem Yaakov. When he approaches the well, the first thing Jacob says is, "Achai, my brothers, where are you from?" And he engages them in conversation, but he does it in a brotherly, loving way. And once the shepherds established this warm rapport with Jacob, and they saw that he cares about them, and he's coming from a place of love, at that point, they were receptive to him. And even when he questioned their work ethic, they genuinely responded to him. They say in life, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. If someone knows that you care about them, as someone once said, no one cares how much you know unless they know how much you care. If you show people that you care about them and you're looking out for their best interest, then they will always respond in kind. There was a story that happened a number of months ago. There was this religious Jew. His name was David, and he was driving down Kvish Echad, which is Route 1 in Israel. And he sees a car on the side of the road with a man, a wife, and a child, like an 8-year-old son. So he pulls over, he says, "What's the matter?" They say, "We ran out of gas." He says, "I'm happy to go get you gas." Comes back with the gas, fills up the car, and they're off on their way. But they exchange contact information, David, the religious Jew, and Shalom, the secular Jew. Next day, it was Friday, he calls him to say, "Listen, how are you? Shabbat Shalom, I just wanted to make sure you got home okay." He said, "Yeah, everything is good." The next week, this religious Jew from Bnei Brak calls Shalom again. "Just want to wish you Shabbat Shalom. I heard an interesting story. Maybe your kid will enjoy it." He tells him a nice story. And this becomes a weekly routine, calling him to wish him Shabbat Shalom and sharing a few words on the Torah portion with him. And they become friends. At one point, this religious Jew, David, says to Shalom, "I would love for you to come to my house for Shabbat." He says, "No, Shabbat is not for me. I would be too bored all day. I have nothing to do. I can't use the phone. I can't use my computer. Thank you, but I'm not interested." And he would often ask him, but he would always say no. Well, the week before Simchat Torah, David was talking to his rabbi, and he told him about his conversations with Shalom. And the rabbi said, "This Shabbat is Simchat Torah. It's a wonderful time to invite him because it's full of dancing and joy and celebration and candy. His son will have a great time. Maybe you could convince him to come this Shabbat." So he calls this fellow by the name of Shalom. And he says, "I know you never wanted to come for Shabbat, but this is going to be an extraordinary Shabbat because it's Simchat Torah. Your kid will have such a good time. It'll go very quickly. You won't be bored." And he convinces him to come. Well, on October 7th, Simchas Torah, this Jew Shalom was at the home of David in Bnei Brak when the horrific, tragic attack of Hamas broke out. And this secular Jew Shalom lived in Kibbutz Be'eri, which is on the southern border near Gaza, one of the communities that was hit very hard, which the terrorists infiltrated and murdered many people and took many hostage. And now, this secular Jew, Shalom, is still living with David in Bnei Brak because he has no home to go back to, as the whole town, the whole kibbutz was ransacked and burnt and destroyed. No matter where we come from, no matter what our backgrounds are, no matter what our differences are, when we show each other brotherly love and friendship and kindness, as King Solomon says, as a person's face is reflected in the water, and so too one heart reflects another heart. We could always build bridges through genuine, sincere love, affection, and kindness. Have a wonderful day.